Shannon Green started a 2016 En Masse collection journal, and we get to tag along. This video shows what I will be using for my En Masse collection journal. Then it runs into a short studio tour. Links to Shannon's video in the description box below. This is a video response to Shannon Green, and I'm holding my phone in my hand, so you're going to see some shakiness. This is January 1st, 2016, and Shannon put up her En Masse collection journal, and of course we are all challenged to participate. What a fun project she has going. I'm going to show you what I'm going to use. I tell you, she wasn't even through her indexes and I already knew what I was going to use. I'm going to show it to you now. Right here. When archivers went out of business, had their liquidation sale, they had this from, let me get over here, the ScrapRack, www.scraprack.com. This is a huge binder clip, and the retail businesses use them to put, I think, their stamp displays in or some sort of displays, and I liked it the minute I saw it. These are very expensive. If you're really creative, you could make one out of old notebooks, but I saw this one and I got it while I could. And I'm thinking this is perfect to do the En Masse collection journal because I can have different categories. There are 7 racks here, 7 clips. They open like this. You open it here, and then I can't do it with one hand, but then after you clip these open, then you can push these open. And I pulled some pages here that I had hanging up drying. These really go into another journal. These are some really quick alphabet doodles I was doing. I don't know if I did them at the beginning of this year or at the beginning of last year. I think I got to T, RST, and I have UVWXY to do and the numbers. But I always had fun doing these. These are all wax, Crayola, and inks. But just to give you an idea of how these might fit in here, and I'd have to set my phone down to do that. But they fit in like that, and then you can flip your pages, and if it gets too full, I can remove pages and put them in another journal or a box storage or something. So I can kind of have a, what do you want to say, an alternate removable journal page journal. I do like the binders for that purpose. If I get tired of one section, I can go on to the next. But I can put like painted papers here and faces and doodles there, drawings there, collages here, you know, whatever I want to do, I can put in each one of these sections. So this is what I'm going to use for my En Masse journal collection. And believe me, I have enough things around here. You're going to kind of see a little bit of my studio in the background here. It needs another really good cleaning, but there's one of my corners. I have a lot of my things in shoe boxes and almost up to the ceiling. And this entire dresser is filled with the 2 top drawers there, especially the one on the left side is all ribbons that I use in my projects, and then the one over here on the right side is just various things. I got these armoires. Gosh, it's been 10 years ago now already. I can't believe it. And there's a lacy curtain that I just keep there. Up here, I'm going to zoom in. Zoom in if I can. This picture is one of my favorite pictures. It's all in sepia tones. Of course, my camera's shaking because I'm holding my hands up high. I got this, of course, at a garage sale, but I just love that. It's three ladies in a church, and it looks like they're discussing something by the light of the window. There's no stained glass windows in that church, but I just love that. I love the sepia colors in there. I call that my Fruit of the Spirits picture, the love, hope, joy. For some reason, that's what it reminds me of. And I really apologize for my camera shaking. I'll pull out a bit here. And I just have various boxes. You come over here, I have a paper rack. I don't have all the trays in there, mostly because, well, I have enough paper for all the trays, but I just find it easier to get to if I don't have all the trays in there. I have a stack of books here that I just love. Those are old encyclopedias, and a wooden scissors that I'm going to paint black someday and put the Meri-Atelier on. Some scissors behind there. Tag and Paris. And oh my, I don't know if I want to show you my table or not, because I have this is where I do most of my work. Right here you can see I worked on my January doodle days right here. And there's my Rolodex and my fine line paint applicators. I try to keep this fairly organized, but I'm constantly having to move things around. But I find that I need things within arm's reach. A towel holder, Venetian blinds, and then if you come down over this way, I just have pencils and pens and everything that, believe it or not, I'm constantly reaching for. These things are things that I use on a daily basis. Sharpies and pencils and pens and paint brushes, fine line applicators, my favorite. And of course, Penelope Rose sits and supervises me. And it's really kind of dark to show you what's behind me. But I have this monster rack that I keep a lot. Now, I'm about 5'8", and this shelf comes almost 6 feet tall. And then up at the top, I have these baskets that I also got at the Archiver's liquidation sale. Those were shopping baskets. And I just have them filled with things that sorted, like these are over here are embellishments. These are odds and ends, stamps, more odds and ends, papers, and things like that. Here I have my colored pencil sets and ink sets, my acetate row, extra craft paint, and then the top box, there's my Tales of Fantasy book, and that top box are old ink pens that I need to go through. These are paint brushes that I refuse to get messy. Don't ask me, I'm saving them for when I do my masterpiece, I guess. This is just cords and things that I put in there so I know that they're there. All of these are journals that I'm either working on or have worked on. I probably won't show that picture of my grandniece there. I don't have permission to show her picture, but I clip photographs to the top shelf here because they keep me inspired. And then down here I have more paints and my glues and oh, more and more. Way down below, this is all my tools, like my brayer and X-Acto knives and baby wipes, crocodile, ink pads, and then way down below are my Faber-Castell Biggie sets, fine line applicators that are going to get mailed out, empty journals, my scoreboard. I mean, I can't live without. There's the chair that I sit in. I moved that out so that I could get in. Very tiny room. Here are my punches and a basket of tags. And you come over this way. I guess I'm giving you a studio tour. These are journals that and extra supplies and just things that more craft paint. I really need to go through all this craft paint and use it up. Maybe that's what I'll use that en masse journal for. This is an ATC holder with a sewing theme. I did this, I believe it was 2010 or 2011. Had fun doing that. I finally hung it up. I've got another one with family, and I lost an ATC out of it. I'm looking for it. And just more supplies. Over here's my computer armoire that I got, I believe it was for one of my birthdays when I very first moved up here. 2003, so it's not a new piece. Things on top of it, and then if you look over in that corner that I showed you before, this is coming from a different angle. I have those shoe racks hanging there that I just keep all sorts of things in. A bookcase. This is my happy place, believe me. Here's my, you can look at it from this view, my monster rack. That sits behind me, and I find this is kind of in the center of the room. And see, the baskets are up on top. Let me back way out here so you can get a bird's eye view of the room as I enter it. My light's on, but so that's kind of as I enter it. Big dictionary down here. And then a big Bible that I want to do Bible journaling. That's a bottle of dye. Whole bunch of stamps. I could do a lot more reorganizing, but you know what? I know where everything is. I know that my craft paints, my glues are here, my craft paints are around there, my tapes are there. Over here are sprays and inks and you know, my journals are over here. This is my trash. I usually set things over here when I want them to dry, like when I'm doing this trash pad and I have that really wet paste on there. I'll bring it over here and just set it out and let it dry. What really inspires me is when I find these photographs and cheap samplers that I find. So now you're getting a view of my, I did some straightening up around here because I wanted to put my en masse, my new journal. Let me tell you, from this point here through the binders, 7 of them to this point over here is about 3 feet wide. And I really like it because it can hold the bulk. And I don't know how much bulk I'll get, but we'll see. So, Shannon, see what you started? It's all your fault. Oh dear. I am really looking forward to doing this. It will probably happen slow for me because January I want to start everything. I have some of my own projects that I want to do. And I want to do this en masse collection. I want to do Poet Spices. January Doodle Days. I want to do a project that's roiling around in my head of my own inspiration. I want to finish my December art journal. That's what I'm going to do this weekend. I want to do Gina Aaron's and Cindy Etter's You and Me challenge. There's just never a dull moment at the Meri-Atelier. You guys keep me inspired, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next page.